Hello, I'm Andy, and here is something for you that you are born a star because you're born on the 13th of December, and that makes you a very, very special star, one that can do things for the future using information technology and using all the wonderful ways to let people know what waits for them. And so you'll be that person in IT with computers, and you'll be that person who creates all the trends that's possible for the future. And you will be able to report to people about the future, just like what I'm doing. So, born on the 13th of December is a wonderful birthday to have. You'll be very different from everybody else. You'll be unique, in fact. In fact, I might call you a genius because the genius is you. Yes, you will be a loner and you'll be happy being on your own because your mind is all the time involved of creating things for the internet. And that's where your home is. That's where the success you can build on. You'll have a wonderful personality, but sometimes a very quiet one, and sometimes a very rebellious one, and sometimes too different for the liking of people because the way you dress may be different, the way you talk, the way you behave, and all your habits are going to be different. And that's why would be called a nonconformist. You just can't conform to the normal habits and the normal way people live because you have to be different. Why? Because you're born on the 13th of December. That's why. You'll have a character which is going to be very interesting. Sometimes you just can't stop talking if you're in your own group of people. Sometimes you won't say a word because you just don't fit in with that kind of group of people. So fitting in with a group is very important for you. It brings you to life or it keeps you quiet. Your compatibility won't be easy with people. Not that you don't want it to be, but being a loner, you keep to yourself. And when you meet somebody, unless the trend is that what you do, the other person also loves to do, it will not work. So you will have a very narrow field of finding a partner, whether for personal reasons, whether for business reasons. But you will find a partnership one day. Even then, you will prefer to do things your way. And so a partnership very often doesn't stay long with you. In the job and business areas, you're bound to be successful one day. It's a question of what age. In astrology, we use the date of birth, the time of birth, and most importantly, reading the palms. And when I read the palms, I will see some very special signs there, born on the 13th of December. And I will see from there when the trend of your success will start. Sometimes it starts quite early, sometimes in the midlife, sometimes in the later life. It's all about your date of birth, time of birth, under which sun sign and zodiac sign you come. But you're going to be ultimately a very successful person. Your personality in job and business is going to be very touchy, very oversensitive, and you very easily get back into your shell because that's where you work all that magic by yourself. In romance and marriage, I prefer the romance and marriage to remain just as a romance for as long as possible because once you get married, then you will have all those responsibilities and you will not be able to dedicate yourself fully to this ambition that you have information technology, the internet, computers, and all the new things, the TikTok, and all that stuff because that's what you're made of. That's where you are going to be married to eventually. So don't marry too early. Leave it until your late 20s. Make all that money first. Get yourself established first. I'm going to give you some positive ages as an example of when you can find success. You born on the 13th of December. So these ages, as you appear into these ages slowly, as you approach them, you'll find that things become settling down and you're gaining strength and you're finding good luck and success is coming. And when you enter these ages, I'm going to mention, that's when the reward will be there. So your ages of 22, 31, 40, 49, 58, 67, 76, 85. or even 94 years old, if you're born on the 13th of December, it's never too late. You're going to, at these ages, find success at a very, very high rate. In astrology, we call these periods of time cycles. They can be the milestones of your life. But these are one example of very wonderful ways things can happen. I'll give you another set of ages, this time negative ages, which we'll have to be careful. And so if you happen to be the ages of 23, 32, 41, 50, 59, 68, 77, 86, or 95 years old. You have to be very, very careful as you approach these ages, whether accidents, whether illnesses, whether losing the job, whether losing in business, whether being lonely and left with nothing. All that can happen. And as you enter these ages, it will be touch and go, that either you collapse fully or that you may be just able to hang on. So when you see me for a 90-minute session, which will just cost you USD $50 to know your next 9 years, I will show you all these cycles, when to get cracking and when not to go, when to lie low, and when to avoid any kind of exposure to risk of any kind, financial risk, body risk, emotional risk. So all that will be taught to you. Born on this 13th of December, you have to be very careful of one thing, that accidents can come from nowhere because you'll be very impulsive in your actions. This impulsiveness is also tied to impatience and hastiness. So drive slowly because accidents come that way. Walk slowly and think slowly because in a job you may have accidents because you are always in a mad rush. Your mind is never rested. And because it's never rested, it can get very tired. So have a good timetable would be a good idea for you. I want to talk to you about your health for a while. Born on the 13th of December, your backbone, your spine can have severe problems. The whole spine, especially to the lower spine and to your neck areas. It weaken your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingers. And from the lower spine downwards, you'll weaken your hips, your legs, and your feet. So your limbs are going to need exercise or they're going to go very numb and very, very weak. So look into that. I also worry about your breathing problems. You can easily go to the state of asthma, or you could easily have other breathing problems, which may be due to smoking or taking ice in your drinks too much. And when you don't have enough walking exercise or other exercises, your lungs get weak because the breathing in you while you're just sitting there day and night in front of your computer, the breathing becomes very negligible. So learn breathing exercises. You can go to the internet and they'll teach you breathing exercises. In fact, when you do breathing exercises, you are helping the soul, the third eye, to be activated as well. So do all this as much as you can. You are going to win many awards in your life because I've experienced with birth dates of the 13th of December. Even as sports people, the football, the cricket, the hockey, these people born on the 13th of December, they do things very, very differently. They are never totally part of a team, but once they have that ball, let's talk of football. Once they have that ball, it's magic what they do. And they always do things at the very right time in the end. And that's exactly also applied to your business and job. It's all a matter of what age, what calendar year, and reading your palms. That will tell you exactly what ages you're going to be up or down. And that's how you will balance your life. And that's what I do for you in this 90-minute session. I read your palms as well. I have your date of birth and time of birth. And I'll show you how to reach and activate the soul, the third eye, and the aura. We all get it too late, always in our late 50s, 60s, and 70s of ages. Much too late. There's a way how to accelerate the energy. When you come to see me, I will teach you that. I'll show you how to practice that. And then you'll be able to enlighten yourself by getting all these energies much, much earlier. Even as a teenager, you'll be able to do that. I'll teach you other things as well. Your lucky colors, lucky gemstones, lucky days, lucky directions. There's a host of energies to teach you to face your good direction so that you face your good planets. And colors, 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 which are the most important thing. Because the triology of energy is the soul, the third eye, and you. If we can harmonize this triology, we become the luckiest people on earth. And I will teach you all those things. So there's much of you who can become very special, even more special than you're meant to be, because you're born on the 13th of December. Yes, rebellious. Yes, in many ways quite dominating. And yes, in many ways, you will travel the globe, if not physically through your computer. And many businesses you can do as well. For example, import and export is something you can do. Open up a business on the internet, put your products there. You will have that magical sense of knowing where to sell these products, which country needs it, which doesn't need it, because you'll have the intuitiveness in you. I'll show you how to get that intuitiveness, that intuition, magically as powerful as possible. That's when you have to open the third eye and the aura. And that's what intuition is all about. Well, we'll talk much, much more about that. And by the way, a gastric stomach, you have to be very careful. You must eat on time. Because born on the 13th of December, I have clients who have a lot of gastric problems, sometimes also constipation, sometimes diarrhea. That means your digestive area is not respected. Eat something every 4 hours, even if it's only a sandwich or biscuits while you're on the computer. You must do that. I will teach you all that and much more when you see me. So here's my email. Remember, it will just cost you USD $50 to have this session with me. In the meantime, you're born on the 13th of December. We need people like you to change the world in your own way. I wish you luck, and I look forward to meeting you one day. Thank you. Goodbye.